Morning and welcome to the City Planning, Economic Development and Environment Committee meeting of the 10th of August 2025. I declare this meeting open at 9 a.m. and I'd like to advise attendees in the room that this meeting is being webcast and audio recorded. I'd like to begin today's meeting by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are gathered and pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging. We have a few leaves of absence today from Councillor Wilcox, Councillor Bradley and Councillor Fraser. They will all be brought up separately. I haven't heard from the Mayor, but I'm assuming he may be just running late this morning. So we will put them up separately. Can I get a mover for the first one, please? Councillor Hall, do I have a seconder? Councillor Jackson, all those in favour? That has been carried unanimously. Second one is Councillor Fraser. Do I have a mover? Councillor Hall, seconded by Councillor Jackson. All those in favour? Has been carried. And the third one, Councillor Wilcox. Do I have a mover? Councillor Murphy, seconded by Councillor Hall. All those in favour? And that has been carried also. All right, confirmation of previous committee meetings. I now refer to a motion displayed on the screen. Do I have a mover? Deputy Mayor Bannon, do I have a seconder? Councillor Jackson, all those in favour? That has been carried. Declarations of conflicts of interest. Do any councillors wish to declare a conflict of interest today? No. There being none, I will now refer to general business. Councillors, do we have any general business for the Health, Climate and Conservation Manager, Mr. Brett Espenson, today? No, Brett, do you have any for us?
Through the chair, thank you. No, I don't.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any general business for the Waste and Resource Recovery Manager, Mr. Michael Asnakar? No, Michael, do you have anything for us?
No,
No, I'll let you get on with your day also. And do we have any general business for Development Assessment Manager, Mr. Stephen Ball? No, Stephen, do you have anything for us?
Through the chair, no, I don't.
Okay, wait, have a great day. Thank you. All right, we have 3 reports in today's agenda. The first one being item 6.1, a deferred report, Logan and Gold Coast Faster Rail Project, Department of Transport and Main Roads update. I now invite them to come to the table, please. Councillors, I note that 6.1 is a public report with a confidential attachment. A proposed resolution to move into confidential so the attachment can be discussed is displayed on the screen. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lane, do I have a seconder? Councillor Jackson, all those in favour? It has been carried. The motion's been carried. The meeting is now closed. Open session and the live stream has recommenced. Okay, councillors, we have a motion on the screen to table a confidential PowerPoint. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lane. I don't need a seconder, do I? No, that's fine. All those in favour? It's been carried unanimously. There is a motion on the screen. Do I have a mover? Councillor Lane, seconded by Councillor Hall. All those in favour? It has been carried unanimously. Thank you, councillors. All right, we will now move on to item 6.2, Legacy Roadmap Emerging Sports. I note 6.2 is a public report, and I will now refer to Dave to also please speak to this report.
Thank you, and through the chair, and good morning, councillors. I guess the purpose of this report is to strategically position the city for the Olympics. So we have 7 years until the Olympics will be held in Queensland, and there's a few recommendations that I've got in this report which I think will really help us make the most of the games. It is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and we really need to make sure that we are driving a strategic vision for the games and also capitalising on the opportunity. So I'll start with the recommendations, as I usually do. So Griffith University have shown an interest in entering into a memorandum of understanding with us to enter into discussions or a partnership around having sporting infrastructure on their campus. The discussions so far have been around baseball and softball, and there's been an investigation to see if the size of their campus would be suitable for one of those facilities, and the answer to that is yes. So that they can hold a baseball, softball diamond on their facility. As you know, they have a lot of land, and just another thing that we also looked at is if baseball, softball is part of the games, could they meet the games overlay requirements? So just to remind the councillors around the games overlay requirements, so you have your facility, you have your stadium, but there's a huge amount of security fencing that needs to go around the site, just not within the stadium. There's broadcasting, there's a VIP section, there's egress and egress of pedestrians. Sorry, I always get that wrong. Egress and ingress of pedestrians. Drop-off spaces, car parks, road access to and from the venue. So we're really thankful that the university has shown so much interest in being part of this discussion. And the MOU effectively is a non-legal binding document. It's a partnership approach where we continue to work with them on this baseball softball stadium. It's not limited to the baseball softball stadium. There could be other facilities that we look at. So, for example, rock climbing could be an option for them. But currently we're doing a lot of work with the baseball softball stadium, and they're really happy with where we've got to. So I guess one of the things that we need to think about is how can we attract events and games that aren't actually allocated to the Olympics so far. So there's a 4-year period, I believe, where the IOC will make some decisions around whether baseball or rock climbing or urban sports will be part of the Olympics. I do note in the report that baseball was in Tokyo and it was in LA, so it is a Olympic sport that has been in previous Olympic Games. So the first recommendation talks about entering into a memorandum of understanding, so a non-legal binding contract with the university to keep working on that partnership. They're really keen to see their campus activated. Griffith University has the largest number of ex-Olympians in Australia, so they're heavily invested in sport, and they've got some sporting excellence facilities in their Gold Coast campus. The second is that we continue to advocate for a baseball, softball stadium and other emerging sports. So as I said, 4 years before the Olympics, they'll make some decisions on what additional sports will be part of the Games. And we really need to be front and centre to make sure that we can have those discussions and we can advocate for those games. Just to provide context, so Logan's indoor facility in Logan Central doesn't have an Olympic Games allocated to it currently. So it's notioned as a training centre. One of the recommendations in the report is that we strongly advocate to have an Olympic event here. So training sessions are really good. I'm very thankful that we've got the venue after the 100-day review, where some other venues were removed. We have maintained ours, but it's that city image and it's that city pride that you can get from actually having an event within the city. So that's where all lights are on. Logan, we get to show how good we are as a city. And currently there's no Olympic event allocated to our facility, but we want one. And not just in this venue, we believe that we should strongly advocate for other facilities within the city. Stadiums aren't great investments for local councils sometimes. So one of the recommendations is also that we look at public-private partnerships, private sector funding to deliver this facility. Baseball has 65 million people that play baseball. Baseball's a really popular sport in our sister cities, so in Japan and Taiwan. So while you may not see a huge amount of baseball being played in Queensland, although it does exist as a popular sport, globally it is quite popular. And I guess that global reach will increase the ability for broadcasting rights. So there's a whole range of things that could be a benefit to the city. So just recapping the recommendations. So we don't have an Olympic sport allocated to our venue. We want to pursue an Olympic sport. We want to advocate for one. We're in a great partnership with Griffith University. They'd like to enter into a non-binding agreement for us to continue the discussions around a baseball, softball facility. We just don't want to limit it to baseball, softball. When there are emerging sports that have been discussed 4 years out from the Olympics, we want to make sure that we're on the front foot. So being front of mind with the IOC that we're open for business and we can facilitate these sports if they're looking to allocate them. So as I said at the start, the report really wants to make sure that we're going to make the most of the Olympics. It's a huge opportunity for the city. It's an opportunity for our city to be on a global stage, and those recommendations, I believe, will get us there. Happy to take any questions.
Thank you, Dave. I have questions from Councillor Lane and Mayor Raven.
Thanks very much to you, Madam Chair. Look, I'm known for my subtlety and my gentleness in asking questions. I think this is an absolute ripper. I think this is a no-brainer. I think getting someone else to pay for our infrastructure is awesome. And the Mayor pushing it, fantastic. The more stuff we can get that ratepayers aren't paying for, I absolutely love the idea. As an ex-softballer, that is a hugely popular sport. Whether we can score masters out of this or any other rights or any other, just the fact that we will have these buildings available to Logan residents is awesome. Whether or not this becomes an Olympic facility next to here or whether it remains a training facility, it's a great opportunity for local residents to have access to sporting facilities, and we're not paying for most of it. That's the ripper of it. So anything you can do with future sports and emerging sports, I'm absolutely 100% behind. My thing is financial and resource implications. It says any funding required to support investigations will be in partnership with Griffith University. Do you have enough funding to actually do that, Dave?
Through the Chair, there is some residual funding available to partner with them, but we're not talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. We're talking about consultancy reports that show that the overlay works. So we do have enough funding currently.
Thanks very much. As I said, I completely support this and any other emerging sports that we can see an opportunity for, where someone else wants to fund our infrastructure. I'm all for that.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Mayor Raven.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Not a question, Dave. Just wanted to thank you for the good work on the report and highlight that even though baseball is not an Australian sport, it's a sport that will attract huge investment. If we can get someone else to build it, the company that builds it will want to either already have a footprint here where their staff can come and they can connect to it, or they will introduce a footprint here to make the stadium stack up. I went to the state championships for softball on Friday afternoon to watch Logan play. They didn't make it to the finals, but they tried their hardest. And what stood out to me is that softball doesn't need a whole bunch of room to have a state grade facility, and that there's lots of room on that site to put softball in there. And there was a huge call from the women that were playing softball to bring back the Logan Masters because they felt that was the best Masters. So I got a few advocates who are very keen to see that happen. But overwhelmingly, there's all these opportunities that will come up in the next 12 months because the decision about what sports are included in the Olympics gets made this time next year. So our Olympics is for the next 12 months to try and see what we can land and what investment we can bring, whether that's in the indoor sports facility here or it's a temporary bump-in facility for something like BMX, if we can bring Q sports in, or if it does end up being baseball and softball. They're all great opportunities for the city, both to attract attention and to talk about why we're a great place to come and live and invest, but also for all of the legacy benefits that come from getting sports infrastructure that you'll only get when the Olympics arrives, because otherwise we wait another 20 years for these sorts of opportunities to come back around again. So thanks, Dave, and your team been absolutely going above and beyond on arranging contacts, especially when we're in Taiwan and Japan. Lots of meetings are being lined up around the sister cities visit to make sure that that's not just a cultural visit, it's now an economic and investment visit as well. This will help, and also the support from international sporting bodies, the Premier's office, and others who are all leaning in to see an investment in a world-grade facility right here in Logan.
Thank you, Mayor Raven. I have Councillor Hall.
Echoing in through the chair, echoing in from Mayor Raven. Anything we can do to bring people to our city is a great thing. I believe this will make it happen. That area has always been known as the Health and Education Precinct of Logan. I'd love to be able to call it the Health, Education and Sports Precinct of Logan. Any connection, anything we can do to help a connection with our sister city is amazing. I mean, sometimes we fall apart from our siblings, but I think it's time to pull them back and have something in common again. And I'd love to hear about students coming from our sister city into Logan and playing baseball or attending Griffith University, because that's got a baseball stadium right there. Baseball stadiums can be used for other things. If you've ever gone to a heavy metal concert, usually it's held in a very similar stadium. But most of all, this is our chance. This is our chance to get an Olympic sport in Logan, which is what we've been asking for. Now, it may not have happened from the people we've been asking. With the mayor has found another way to do it, and any way that we can try and find a way to get an Olympic sport in Logan is worthwhile pursuing. So I 100% support this, and it's almost like lightning in a bottle. If the mayor and Griffith and softball can pull this off, it's lightning in a bottle, and it would just be amazing for Logan. So 100% support it. And Dave, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hall. No further questions? Okay, we have a motion on the board. Do I have a mover? Mayor Raven, seconded by Councillor Hall. All those in favour? Councillor Murphy? Yes, okay, it's been carried unanimously. Thank you. All right, we now move on to item 6.3, Economic Development Annual Report 2024-25. I know it is 6.3 is a public report, and I'll now refer to the Economic Development Program Leader, Mr. Tate Ryan, to please speak to the report.
Good morning, councillors. Through the chair, I'm pleased to present the Economic Development Annual Report for the 2024-25 financial year. This report provides an overview of the key actions and outcomes achieved in alignment with our current economic development strategy and destination management plan. So the report reflects a year of high activity and strategic progress by the Economic Development and City Planning Branch, with our targets being met or exceeded. This has been accomplished through a collaborative approach with many functions across the organisation, resulting in the city attracting new businesses, employment opportunities, infrastructure and increased business resilience. So the report itself has extensive data and details tracking our activities and results, but I'll refer to the presentation to try to bring some of that positive work to life. So to begin, our marketing efforts have been solid throughout the year. Across our three platforms, LOED, Explore Logan and Logan Jobs, we delivered 14 targeted marketing campaigns and 21 email campaigns with high levels of engagement, generating new site visitors, registrations, subscribers and followers. So these platforms and campaigns promoted Logan's strengths in business, tourism and employment, and remain valuable tools in strengthening perceptions of Logan. And we do appreciate councillors who are active on our sites and share the positive things that we share across those platforms. So our digital engagement strategy has matured significantly. Leveraging off an example with Explore Logan social media accounts reaching over 557,000 people and generating more than 17,000 engagements. The Explore Logan School holiday campaign was a major success and marked Council's first large-scale collaboration with social media influencers. The campaign featured partnerships with popular local venues, generated over 900,000 social media impressions and 28,000 website views, and more than 60,000 views via influencer content. So we believe it significantly boosted Logan's visibility as a family-friendly destination. So supporting local businesses is a cornerstone of our strategy. In the year, we engaged with 356 businesses and supported 628 individuals through workshops, mentoring and tailored advice. We provided small business advice to 93 individuals starting their businesses and specialised support to small businesses and non-for-profits. Our program focused on resilience, low carbon and circular economy practices, advanced manufacturing and export capability. We also responded to Tropical Cyclone Alfred, activating our economic recovery plan. So this slide highlights one of our small business clients, Vincent and Tracy, migrants from Colombia who were assisted by our small business specialist, Michelle Martin, in supporting their efforts to launch their own business, Ocean Fresh Cleaning Services. And here's just one example of many clients that we engage and help along their journey. So from startups to established businesses, our support services really aim to help build and support strong and resilient businesses that contribute to the economic vitality of the area. So investment attraction, KPIs were exceeded with a total of 193.51 million in capital investment, creating and securing over 690 jobs. 15 successful investment projects were facilitated across diverse sectors, including logistics, manufacturing, health and renewable energy. Notable investments include Siva Logistics, Blacks Transport and Culture King's new distribution centre. We also managed 80 active investment leads with potential value exceeding $3 billion. Our investment attraction fund supported 304 new full-time jobs and 10 million in future capital investment across 3 projects. So although we mention all the successes, there is a lot of failures that we work with for years and years and disappear. But so credit to the team for managing both ends of the spectrum there. Here's one example of our successful clients. This one is Little Red Dumplings. If you've ever eaten at restaurants, you can be sure to know that their dumplings are produced here in Logan. Their facility stands as a great example of a redevelopment and uplift of a dated building in our area. The project experienced a number of challenges, which our client manager, Jason Sandahar, and broader council helped navigate to a successful outcome. And we'll be leveraging this example to continue to look at redevelopment opportunities across our city. So we are actively positioning Logan as a hub for emerging industries. In 2024 to 25, 10 businesses in innovative sectors invested $3.2 million to relocate to Logan. Highlights include Toyota's announcement of a carbon neutral automation facility, Australia's first solar panel recycling plant, and a future global retailer exploring a fulfillment centre in Logan. We're also part of Advanced Air Mobility Task Force, helping shape regional policy and innovation in transport and logistics. So this slide highlights another successful client, Pan Pacific Recycling, a company that utilises advanced technologies to disassemble, separate and recycle various components of solar panels. Cassidy Shoreland, as lead client manager, worked with Pan Pacific over 18 months. As a recipient of the IFA fund, Pan Pacific represents ongoing diversification of our industry base into these emerging sectors. So the Mayor's Local Job and Skills Task Force placed 250 job seekers, including 63 youth, into employment. We delivered 6 employment expos, including sector-specific events for health, construction and multicultural communities. The loganjobs.com.au platform now supports over 27,000 registered users and nearly 800 employers, with over 8,000 job applications submitted through the site. These initiatives are helping to connect job seekers with real opportunities and supporting local businesses with their local workforce needs. Here we have our Employment Support Coordinator, the renowned Paul Bailey, demonstrating the practical impact council can play in working across a broad community of businesses, schools and employment programs and providers to achieve tangible outcomes for our community. Here we have a young person being connected with a local business for work experience and planned ongoing training from there. So we continue to focus on youth employment, which is a strategic priority of our strategy. Through the Logan Education into Employment project, which was grant funded, and the Bridge to Business event, we connected over 600 students with employers. We're working with 13 schools and multiple education providers to build career pathways and reduce youth unemployment. The LEAP program has built strong networks across schools, TAFE, universities and government, helping young people develop work readiness skills and transition into employment. And we continue to have some exciting programs being released throughout this year related to that. In March 2025, we celebrated 30 years of our sister city relationship with Taiyuan, Taiwan. The delegation included 16 representatives from the Education Department who engaged in cultural and education exchanges with various council teams. Highlights included library tours, youth centre visits and economic development sessions. It's once again a good sign of collaboration throughout council that we're able to leverage on our broad networks within council to really support our sister city travellers and visitors. So thank you to those teams as well. So the tourism team held 52 one-on-one meetings, received 23 investment inquiries and supported 25 businesses. 6 businesses achieved Best of Queensland status, with 5 scoring a perfect 100%. We participated in major events like the Australian Tourism Exchange and hosted familiarisation tours for hotel concierge. Our efforts are enhancing Logan's visitor economy and positioning the city as an ongoing family-friendly destination. Here's another example of council collaboration here with the Brett Whiteley exhibit. Our tourism engagement team and outreach supported this exhibit and leveraged a campaign with Channel 7's Weekender, social media and magazine placements, supporting this important event that was held here in Logan. So, as David was speaking previously about our legacy work, our team members, Sophie Head and Kate, have been working on that legacy roadmap and progressing that work across council. Here, particularly, one of the great outcomes of the year was reaching the benchmark of holding our Gold Legacy Forum, which was held in May 2025. The event attracted 150 participants from a broad cross-section of the community, industry, sport, education and government to gain feedback and ideas to help prepare the city to take full advantage of this one-off opportunity. 119 individual ideas were generated, with 20 ideas further developed by groups and voted on. Feedback from the forum will be added to ongoing feasibility studies and engagements to help inform the Legacy Action Plan and presented to committee. So I've gone through that as quick as I can, but once again, that's generally a small fraction of all the work that's contained in the report. But I do really appreciate councillors' time to just take a moment to reflect on the year that was with us and give credit to the efforts of the team. Looking forward, once again, very excited about the year ahead. I know we're already getting towards the end of the year and we've been already continuing the good work to date. So look forward to keeping you updated with our activities moving forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Tate. I'll now open the floor to questions. I have Councillor Jeremiah, then Councillor Lane.
Thank you, and thanks for the presentation. A couple slides ago, it mentioned a carbon offset discussion with the state. Can you give some more detail on what's that referring to?
This one, sorry, I'm lacking the full details of that particular discussion, but we are engaging on regularly with state government when they ask us for these type of inquiries regarding carbon programs that they're developing. And we're actually launching some more work in that space that is particularly related to our own activities here. So yes, we're regularly supporting state with those discussions.
Okay, can you look into that a bit more and email me?
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Jeremiah. Councillor Lane.
Thanks very much through you, Madam Chair. I really like your comment about the failures, because without failures you can't have successes, and the number of successes that your team has scored for the city has been quite awesome, Tate. One of the things, Paul Bailey, the work that he's doing with young and older people into employment is comprehensive. It's very empathetic and it's really yielding results. So congratulations to the team that is supporting Paul, but Paul himself as well. He's a bit of an ambassador for your team, and as you say, he's remarkable in many ways. I don't know where he gets his energy from. The young people connection is a positive one in the job sphere. I note that there's a lot of businesses looking for apprentices, and they seem to have this void that they can't fill. And he's a great connector for that program. I'd like to hear more about those businesses so I can again, if I'm out in the community, understand where those businesses have a need of young people or older people to start apprenticeships to get full-time employment and really increase their prospects as they mature. The last thing is the removal of the fees for food vans in the city. I think that's a positive in many ways, but there's a bit of a road hump that we've found in our community. So I specifically built some commercial kitchens, and the purpose of building those was to allow emerging businesses to be able to operate their food business from there and start to build themselves up into a real force, because obviously rentals, you can't always pass the standards, but council should have the highest standards. What they're actually being asked to do is each individual's being asked to apply for a food licence at the cost of $1,500 a pop. Now they're all operating out of a council facility that meets all of the standards. So they're actually not proceeding with their small business adventures, I like to call them, not a venture but an adventure. to build it up. And out of Gould Adams, where we spent $220,000 improving the kitchen facilities there, that's really disappointing that it's not being utilised to its fullest extent. So if we can give the food trucks a bit of a discount, I wonder whether there's some way we can't get our kitchens confirmed and the food handling process certificates, which you can do in a day, should be sufficient for that. I'm just throwing that out there as an opportunity because there are so many multicultural community members who come and want to start their business wrapping around the food services industry, and they're unable to proceed because of that reason. Thank you.
I appreciate the comments, Councillor.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. I have Councillor Murphy, then Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. Tate, great report. Thank you so much. The team always go over and above for us. So Holly, little pocket rocket, she's awesome with the businesses. Anytime you ring her to say, hey, we've got a new business in the area, can you assist them? Or even an established business that might need a little bit of a tweaking. Like we had Christina from the flower business, the name escapes me. Holly went back out there. She's on the front cover of our Logan magazine. What a great outcome for that. Cassidy, he talks to our high-level landowners in and around the area. Sophie and Kate, they came with me to talk up the Olympics, which we all want to see come to this area. We've got to use that opportunity where we possibly can. And on the investment incentives board, great outcomes from that with regards to local jobs, and that's what we need for our youth, 100%. So great report, thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Murphy and Councillor Jackson.
Thank you, through the chair. Thanks for great reports. Love good infographics, snapshotting things. Just looking at the jobs one, jobs and employment. I'm trying to figure out how many businesses, so 250 people placed, how many businesses from Logan would have used the site to try and attract businesses? Is that in there? Or is it the 48 businesses?
Sorry, are you referring to the Logan Jobs?
Logan Jobs, sorry.
Placements?
Yep.
So we've got 8,000, sorry, I did have the number of businesses. I think it was 800 registered businesses. So sorry, I don't have the exact number, but amongst that, businesses.
So when it says they're registered, they're not actively placing necessarily, but they're registered with the site, so that if they do need to place,
there is a good chance that you use the platform at least
point.
once or twice, and some obviously use it ongoing for all their jobs.
Excellent. And probably the thing I would suggest, as I'm looking at this, I don't know whether 250 is good or not. Giving us a trend line would be really cool in infographics, just so we see how great this is when we're stepping up in things.
So those 250 jobs are specific. They're not related to the jobs gained through Logan Jobs. This is specific to Paul Bailey's work in relation to being a connector for
the one-on-one
placements,
sort of
the one-on-one type elements. So overall jobs measured from Logan Jobs is a little difficult to do, so we sort of base on jobs applied for example, using that metric.
All right, so it's going to be multiples of that.
Yes, multiples
Fantastic.
of the 250. Yes.
Thank you.
Right, thank you, Councillor Jackson. Any further questions? No? Okay, we have a motion on the board. Do I have a mover? Councillor Murphy, seconder Councillor Lane. All those in favour? That has been carried unanimously. Thank you, Tate. All right, do we have any general business for Dave? Oh, Councillor Lane.
So I went on a recent trip and you gave me some referrals. I just want to say the information that I got out of meeting a councillor from another city in another country was so beneficial. I really appreciated those connections. It made a huge difference to my trip and what I looked at. It was supposed to be a family sort of holiday, but it turned into we want that, we need that, we should have this. And I just want to thank Hamilton Council for allowing me to pop in and do some walkthroughs of their wonderful facilities. So thanks very much for that.
Thank you. I'll provide that feedback back to Gus and Councillor Ewing. Okay.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Dave, do you have any GB for us?
No, I don't.
Okay, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. All right, so that concludes the agenda for today. Does anyone have any general business for Director of Growth, Economy and Sustainability? No? Dave? Dave, do you have any? Oh, have you anything for us? No. All right, there being none, I declare the City Planning, Economic Development Environment Committee of the 10th of September 2025 concluded at 10:25, and the City Lifestyle meeting will commence in 10 minutes at 10:35ish. Thank you.